If I had to start all over again at 30% body fat with my old man boobs, the love handles, and the belly fat, and I wanted to get back down to a lean, defined 15% body fat with some barely visible abs, here's what I would do. My name is Matteo. I'm part man, part honey badger, and I've lost 50 pounds now twice in my life, and I spent the last 8 years helping guys lose weight and get in shape using a simplified approach. And if you've seen my videos before, welcome back. Now, I need you to remember that you didn't gain all this weight overnight, so you can't expect to lose it overnight either. You're gonna need to put in effort and energy in order to lose this weight, but if you follow the 5 steps that I'm about to outline, you're gonna be successful with it. The very first thing I do doesn't require any healthy eating or working out at all, but the 10 minutes that it takes will probably double your chances at being successful with this. Your future fitness results will be determined by 2 things. One big decision to go all in, and the repetitive actions you take on a daily basis. And without a clear vision for where you're headed, what you're avoiding, and why, it's gonna be hard to commit to making either of those things happen. So I'd sit down and have a session with my notes app or a journal to get things started. With today's date at the top, I'd write a 1-line answer to the following questions. Feel free to pause the video or screenshot this and just take a couple minutes to actually go through this. The goal here is to get inspired by outlining an ideal future for yourself and getting clear on the life you want to avoid. It'll also give you some clues to what you need to be doing differently in order to make changes that really last, because let's be honest, this probably isn't your first rodeo, right? I'd get specific here and make it personal. Is it because you hate the way your clothes are fitting and feeling, or is it because you're tired of your partner no longer finding you sexy? Personally, I'm not tired of people finding my naked body disgusting because that's all I've ever known. In any case, write it down, whatever it is. This is a great way to start building motivation instead of just hoping that it shows up. Now that I've got that out of the way, I know that I'm gonna need to start working out. But what is the best type of workout to reduce your body fat percentage? I wouldn't even wait a day to get started in the weight room. I would start building muscle as soon as possible. The sooner you start building muscle, the sooner you'll start looking more defined, and building muscle while you're losing the fat along the way can help you avoid that skinny fat look once you've lost the weight entirely. I know because that's what happened to me the first time I lost 50 pounds, basically just by doing cardio and eating keto. Building muscle while you're losing fat is called body recomposition. And you'll be moving basically twice as quickly towards your goal because you'll be working on both sides of the equation. I wouldn't do anything crazy either. I'd just do 3 full body workouts per week, focusing on basic movements like squats, deadlifts, pressing and pulling exercises, and bicep and tricep exercises. You can apply these 4 basic muscle building principles to make faster progress. Choose exercises that target the specific muscles that you want to grow, and ideally choose exercises that don't beat up your joints. Take each set relatively close to the point where you couldn't do any more high quality reps, so pretty close to failure if you've heard of that before. Gradually add reps and weight over time whenever possible, even adding a rep here and there every other week, that adds up. And I do 3 to 5 sets per exercise per body part, 3 days per week, and keeping most of my work in the 5 to 20 rep range. It's all too easy to get overwhelmed by all the information out there on building muscle, but if you show up to the gym consistently and you get stronger over time on a few basic exercises while pushing hard in the gym, you're gonna make amazing progress. But so many people have misconceptions about building muscle. You don't need to be a bodybuilder in order to build muscle. You don't need to lose the weight first before you start building muscle. Man, you don't even need to be perfect in order to build muscle. If you miss a workout, that's fine. Just push it back a day and come back later in the week to make it up. And if you're worried about spending too much time in the gym, just do supersets while you're in the gym. Pair up upper body and lower body exercises, or pushing and pulling exercises, and alternate between those. You'll get the same amount of muscle growth in a fraction of the time. I talk about this more in Body Recomp 101, which is my free guide to losing fat while building muscle at the same time. You can grab that using the link in the description box. But look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. No amount of weight training is gonna get you from 30% body fat to 15% body fat. You will never lose a substantial amount of fat if you don't get your nutrition in order. But let's be more specific about it. And I'm not just talking about eating healthy or throwing out all the junk food in your pantry. You need to eat for weight loss if you want to lose body fat. That doesn't mean you have to be dogmatic and follow any one approach. If you're gonna be buckling in and losing a good chunk of body fat, then you're gonna wanna find a system that you can actually stick to for the long haul. Here, take this. For you, that might be some kind of fasting or plant-based dieting or low-carb diet. But since this is my video, we're gonna talk about what I would do. I'm sure you've heard of the 80-20 principle that states that 80% of the results you get come from just 20% of the things that you do. Some tasks are inherently higher value than others, right? Like if you're trying to get laid, talking to people you wanna have sex with is very important. And dressing nicely is also important important, but one of those things is probably where you should focus more of your attention on because it's more important. Now, if you apply the 80-20 principle to itself twice more, you find that 50% of the results you get come from just the 1% of things that you focus on, and that is the 50-to-1 principle. So you can make getting in shape a lot simpler by focusing on that 1% of tasks that drive 50% of your results. And when it comes to losing body fat, the one thing that will drive more progress than anything else is losing body weight. That's what actually tells your body that it's time to tap into its fat stores. And the only thing that has ever caused anyone to lose weight is eating fewer calories than they burn each day. So instead of worrying about fasting, supplements, what time of day I eat, ancestral eating, keto, high carb, low carb, I'd focus on the bigger ticket items like how much food I was actually eating. This is the missing puzzle piece for just about everyone who struggles to lose weight, and if you ignore it, you'll just stay stuck forever. If it were me, I'd track my daily calorie intake using the application Macro Factor. You can use code MARRA, M-A-R-R-A, to test it out for a 2-week free trial. And I just let it make the majority of my decisions on how much food I should be eating because it has a smart algorithm and adjusts my targets based on my weight loss progress or if I'm not losing any weight. But which types of foods would I eat to lose fat as fast as I could? I wouldn't restrict myself to any specific food groups, and I'd enjoy treats in moderation. I'd eat pizza and ice cream on occasion and indulge in a beer every now and then, as long as it fit my calorie goals. Because this isn't an overnight thing, and it's not going to be realistic if your boy can't have an almond croissant every now and then. But most of my diet is going to be fruit, veggies, lean meats, low-fat dairy products, and whole grains. It's going to keep me pretty satisfied throughout the day, and eating like this is actually pretty enjoyable. Have you ever had a steamy baked sweet potato with a crispy grilled pork chop and some nice roasted broccoli on the side? I mean, come on, you can't say that doesn't sound good. For bonus points, I'd make sure I'm eating enough protein to support the muscle growth that I'm stimulating in my workouts. And here's an easy way to be sure. Figure out what your goal weight would be in pounds, and then multiply that number by 0.8. And just eat that many grams of protein per day. So if your goal weight is 200 pounds, then you'd aim to eat 160 grams of protein per day. So if you're having 2 meals, that's 80 grams of protein a meal, 3 meals, 55 grams of protein, and so on. I'd know that my diet was in the right place if I was losing around 1% of my body weight each week, and all my other progress markers were moving in the right direction too, but more on that at the final section of this video. So you know you need to burn more calories than you eat consistently in order to lose body fat, but what's the best way to burn more calories? The next thing I do is just start getting more active overall, and I'd really lean into the types of activities I enjoy here so that I can stick to it for longer. I'd join some kind of group activity that I could do at least once a week, and I'm not talking about a group exercise class or some kind of fitness boot camp here. I'm talking about something like pickleball or jiu-jitsu or pickup basketball or, even joining a hiking group off Facebook. Yeah, you're going to burn some extra calories and you're going to have the added accountability of having that sense of community and, people expecting you to show up, but you're also going to make some new connections with other active people, which is going to make this whole process so much more fun and just so much easier to stick to. You don't get bonus points for hating your life living on the stair climber 20 minutes a day. And when you make exercise something you can actually enjoy and maybe even look forward to, it seems like results almost just start to happen on autopilot. As an added insurance policy that I'm being active enough each day, I'd set myself a daily step goal. You can enable step tracking in your smartphone on the Health app, or you can buy a cheap knockoff Fitbit like this on Amazon for 20 bucks. I'd go for a brisk 10-minute walk after my meals or whenever I could squeeze it in throughout the day, or I'd go for some longer walks in the morning or in the evenings and put my earphones in, listen to some music or a podcast or a book, or maybe even call the people in my life and tell them how much I care about them. Again, we're burning calories, but we're also improving the quality of our sleep and our mental health here. And just staying positive is such a superpower in today's world, isn't it? Hitting a daily step goal is the most underrated habit for losing fat, and that's why it's part of the 4-point fat loss framework that I teach in my brand new program, 4-point fat loss. It goes live on June 29th, and it'll show you how to shrink your waistline by focusing on calories, protein, steps, and body weight. And you can grab it for cheap by clicking the link in the description box before the price goes up next week. It'll basically turn you into your own weight loss coach, which is what I'd do next. Nothing is more motivating than results, so you need to document your process and your progress so you know what's working and why. When you see your body weight moving in the right direction every week and you're seeing changes in the progress photos that you're taking, that's fucking life-changing. When you keep your finger on the pulse with your measurements, your progress photos, and your body weight, you also get an early detection system that alerts you when something's not working so that you can make the necessary adjustments to keep on making progress. And having all that data in front of you in a spreadsheet or a notes app or even in your email software just keeps you focused on the bigger picture. When you go on vacation or you get busy at work and you miss a week of workouts, you'll realize that you can just get back on track and everything's going to be totally fine. When I say that you need to be your own coach, I don't just mean tracking tracking your measurement data and your progress photos. I mean, treat yourself like you are someone you are responsible for helping. It makes me think about the types of things that I do with my clients. Be compassionate with yourself when things are difficult, because trust me, they inevitably will be at times. Be honest and firm with yourself when you know you need to be doing a better job. Bring yourself back on track when you fall off the wagon. Take responsibility for the results you're getting or not getting, and give yourself the recognition that you deserve when you hit a milestone. Just remember that you can't fuck this up. If you can give your best effort today and wake up tomorrow and do the same thing again, you'll eventually get as lean as you want to be. There are 1,000 ways to succeed at getting in shape and only one way to lose. So don't give up. If you're losing weight right now or you've lost weight in the past, leave a comment below letting us know what you've been up to. You might inspire someone to make some changes or teach them something that they don't already know. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so I can see you in the next one. Peace.